Step in the box, sports cards fans. Welcome to another episode of Batter Up with John and Brett. What's up, John?
I am doing well. I'm nearly recovered from the contest last weekend. That was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video on my channel. 5+ pounds of pumpkin pie, man. I don't know how I do it. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. It was fun.
Dude, looked awesome.
Yeah, it was tasty. Very tasty. Yeah, so I'm doing well. Nearly, like I said, nearly recovered. Got a lot of fun sports card topics to talk about tonight. We moved the show back to its normal scheduled time Thursday, right ahead of Thursday night football. Your Bears are playing tonight. You excited to watch Justin Fields suck it up again?
No, it's going to be – this is like one of the most brutal Thursday night games you can get. Two bad teams. The Bears could win another game. That would be one of the worst 3-win teams I've ever seen if they can pull it off. But
yeah. I don't know. The Colts might be right there with them. 69 points in 5 games. They're averaging a whopping 14 points a game. Pretty bad. I mean, there's a shutout in there, so that's why they're points. But Matt Ryan stinks. He's something's got to turn around for them because he sucks. It's clear he's way past his prime. He should retire. He's like Eli Manning was. Eli Manning in his what was the spoof he did with Penn State? He probably played better than Matt Ryan.
That was a great. If you haven't seen that, by the way, the Eli Manning, I forgot what they were called, the walk-on with Penn State. You gotta check that out. It's awesome. But there's a lot of bad football out there, but there's lots of good games because there's lots of low-scoring games, which is pretty interesting. I don't know the stats on it, but I'd like to know, like, through a few weeks here, that it seems like scoring's down quite a bit. I could be way wrong on that.
You're right. Across the board, it does seem like the unders are hitting more. I used to, when I used to bet a lot of football last year, I'd just bet the over in a lot of games. I'd pick like 6 games, bet the over. Games I thought that had high totals. And this year, I think the unders are hitting more. It takes a while for teams to get rolling. A lot of injuries. You never know.
Yeah.
But we got a fun slate of topics to talk about tonight. Hopefully we'll keep it rolling. Stick it to maybe 45 minutes or so. We got a select blaster each to open.
Stick around. We'll open another select blaster.
Yeah, I'm looking to get back on my winning ways after the loss yet again last week. But that's why they play the game. So we got a couple comments. Hey, everybody. Lucky Peter Card Collector. Yo, what's going on? Mark, yeah, we are going to talk about update. Do you want to lead off? And then we can
sure.
talk about other topics while this one's fresh in everybody's mind. So what is your strategy for update? I'll tell you mine.
So I would like to wait to see what hobby boxes are going for out of the gate, which I think they're going to be like $125 just a gut feeling. Maybe there'll be more. I have not looked at pre-sale, by the way, to see what they're pre-selling for.
$112.
Okay, which
so I checked right before here. I think it was $112 somewhere.
I think if the checklist is loaded as we think it is, I would like to open up 2 cases of hanger boxes. That's really, and then hopefully find some Topps Chrome update. Mm-hmm. Maybe if it's going to be Target exclusive or whatever they're going to do with that, I would like to get a little bit of that. But if it's overpriced, I think my strategy just in general has changed with a lot of product. It just depends. I want to see before I react these days.
Yeah. So last year, this was before Topps, I think, officially released the price increase. What were the boxes last year were $50.
$50, yeah,
for 40 cards. Now, normally it's a short checklist. It's a great product, and for $50 with a good rookie class, that might be good value, really good value. We saw how Logo Fractor worked out. So if we see a strong checklist, 100 cards, and it's still $50, oh man, I think that one's almost, it has to be a buy. So for me, on release day, we always know Topps.com puts hobby boxes out. They don't put jumbos out, but they put the hobby ones out. If they're $80 like they have been, I think I might buy two. Do my normal two. I'd like to get more, but we'll see. Hanger boxes. If hanger boxes have a low print run, I've had very bad luck with hanger boxes this year, but if the hanger boxes have a low print run, I would grab those and try to maybe, if I get, if I really can justify it with selling some stuff to get some cash, I would like to maybe do like the BJ's thing and buy a case of them. Not guaranteed, but that'll be nice. And then I agree, if $50 is the price point on the update mega boxes from Target, if they're still there, with this checklist that we expect, that's such a buy. So
yeah, I want to do a video when I get a hanger box of update and compare to the 3 this year. That's one thing. And it's tough because I've started to change strategies where it just, some of these retail products and even hobby products, they're making so much of it that you really got to wait and see. I love this question by Jeff. Are you going to be buying Sonic like you bought Logo Fractor?
I think we have to see what it is first.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if it's released on the Topps website and it's nowhere else, and it looks almost like a Sapphire box, you won't see the odds right away. You'll have to make that gut call. But if it's $150 a box like Sapphire would be, that's a more difficult decision. If it's $50 a box for something like in between, that might be a no-brainer. Here's what I think. If it's not like Sapphire, there's no way that Topps is like holding off making Sonic to know how popular Logo Fractor was to then like triple the print run and be like, oh, by the way, we got you hooked on this thing that was 42,000 boxes. But by the way, we wanted to see that you like that. So then we could print these 250,000 boxes next, on this next item. I don't think that happened. I'm guessing these are already packaged.
They're already printed. Yeah.
Yeah. These were printed months ago. So we'll just have to wait and see. But if it's like a Sapphire, it would be expensive at a high price point and might be a little bit more printed than we like to see. But it still could be a very fun product. Sonic sounds different. Sounds like I'm not sure what to expect. When I hear Sonic, I think of two things. I think of the restaurant, and I think of
the hedgehog.
The hedgehog.
I'm
guessing it has nothing to do with those.
That's funny.
So, and then the third thing I would think of is the Seattle Supersonics. So, I
love it.
City Thunder.
I'm starting to have a little pivot too, and I'm thinking not only through the end of this year, but into next year. I'm interested to see with this statement that I'm about ready to make, if I'm wrong or if I change my mind. Because right now, I'm more focused on opening some update because I like it. I think the checklist is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And then finish off the year. There's so much overpriced, overproduced stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To buy a box, that's fine. But if you're really going to open in bulk, it's not a wise decision to be buying a lot of that stuff. But I think next year is going to be the dead zone, man. 2023 Series 1 is going to be, they're going to make way more of it than they did this year, I believe, or similar. And Adlai Rutschman is not going to carry that product.
You know what next year could be, though? It could be, I agree with you. Next year could be a dead zone for a lot of sports, if it isn't already. Football, basketball, and certainly baseball could be next year. I think next year could be the year of innovation as far as like how people get their entertainment in the hobby. Because you got a lot of breakers that are reliant on breaking boxes and breaking hobby boxes, retail, you name it. People buying retail. Could it be next year is like the year of whatnot, where it's like people are finding a different way to get entertainment, because there's no way they can go back to the well on opening bad rookie classes unless the prices come way down or they print less of it.
You are going to see shelves full of football, 2022 football on the shelf. You're going to see Don Russ football, Optic football, Select football. It's going to sit. It's trash.
Prestige is already out and it's already sitting. every store I go to had Prestige hanger packs. They had the cello packs or whatever, the fat packs, and they had the blasters, and they're just sitting. Nobody's buying it. I'm sure there's people buying it, but barely anybody's touching it.
I mean, I never thought I'd see the day where there's Prism basketball sitting on
yeah.
the shelf with a good class.
I know. For newsflash for everybody in the live, I know we got 22 people watching, but if you've been sleeping under a rock all day, Walmart this morning released Prism hanger packs of basketball. Now that's the hanger box from last year. Remember the one with the orange ice that had a silver and a rookie variation that could be in it? Well, that's the same product. It's been on Walmart all day for $22 a pack. Last year, that wouldn't have lasted 30 seconds. It's lasted 12 hours, which is crazy. I bought 4. What the hell, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to search for them then. I just okay, somebody sent me the link this morning and said these are live on Walmart. I thought they'd be up for maybe 30 minutes. I said, fine, I'll buy 4. I think the limit's 8. I know they probably printed it to the moon. There's probably not any numbered cards in there, so it's way watered down. But still, good rookie class, and that product has been up for 12 hours on Walmart. Walmart, of all places. They must have really fought the bots, and the bots are not working on Walmart because that product would have been gone already. Unless the bots are just walking away and doing other things. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not in those groups where the resale groups where they're talking about what products they're talking about. They might not even have that on their radar right now. I haven't looked at the resale, but okay. So this kind of goes around with this topic, and I wrote it down to ask you. I said it last night when I was opening packs, but so at the end of this year here, if you walked into a store and 2022 Topps Chrome was priced at $20, how many blaster boxes would you buy? Would that change your mind to buy blaster boxes?
$20?
$20 back to 1999. And let's say they're at Target because you get basically the 5% off using your red card. Would that change your mind to buy that product?
Yeah, probably.
I probably would buy 10 blasters right away. Just be like, all right, I'm spending $200. We'll see what happens.
I probably do that. Yeah, because they didn't print that much more than last year, and last year was still okay. You pulled autos about every 6 or 7 boxes on average. I would say that's probably at $20 a box. I think I'd have to buy some. Yeah. But if $35-$40 a box, like I saw at Meijer last week, there's no way in hell I'm touching that.
No way. And you know what's crazy? I did go by my Meijer, and I can't believe those are sold out there. I'm blown away.
That's
blown away.
Somebody had to take them out of the card section and go put them in a cooler because they're like, oh, we need to make it feel like these are like very popular. Like, who in their right mind would buy that for $40 a box? That's so hard to believe.
There was so much stuff on the shelf at that Meijer, though. I sent you the picture of I forgot what football product it was from last year. There were mega boxes too. I don't know if it was Prestige. No, it wasn't Prestige. I forgot what else it was. It was a mega box of something. There was Illusions basketball mega boxes from last year. They were like $70.
Yeah, I couldn't believe your Meijer. The picture you sent me was the same as the one I went to last Saturday. They had all those products from last year, and I expected to see some of them discounted, like Donruss basketball. Like, nobody wanted that. That product was so watered down. I opened 2 blasters, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm glad I only bought 3. I just have 1 sitting there sealed. I'm like, it ain't going to go up in value. It's a backdrop for my videos. I might as well open it and get the Cade Cunningham that's in there. But that's probably the only thing worth any money.
Hey, before we move on, that's why I wanted to talk about this year and then go into the future. Whereas one of the reasons I've really been like walking backwards, I've been stocking up on Bowman 2022. I mean, I've got 70 megas, 50 blasters. I'm preparing for next year of bad product, so I have some stuff to open.
That's a good way of looking at it, is that you've stocked your own shelf with stuff that you would have bought anyway. Now, we don't know how good Bowman's going to be next year.
Bowman will be.
Maybe Bowman will be just as good next year as it is this year. Maybe Topps Chrome, they won't fiddle fart around with it and they'll actually stock it with good players or something, you know, like you never know. I mean, we were speculating who the guys are coming up this year. If it's not Adley Rutschman, who's already in the big leagues, who's behind him, right? Who are the next couple guys? I don't think we see Ellie De La Cruz in the big leagues anytime soon, or Blaze Jordan or Austin Martin. But there's some guys I'd love to see Jackson Churio in the majors in like a year. That would be awesome.
He's a guy that could possibly make it with the Brewers small market team.
That could change a lot. I mean, many people compare him to the way Tatis was coming up, that he was very fast to get to the majors. Now, obviously, Tatis got busted for something, but hey, Jackson Churio could be quite special.
I really think you got to be reactive and kind of see, and you never know. And you know, like here, I was getting depressed towards the end of this year. Not depressed, but you know, it's like 2022 Chrome's terrible. I'm not gonna buy any. And then next thing you know, this Logo Fractor edition comes, and you're like, ooh, dang! And thank goodness for John. It was easier to make a decision on it earlier, and I wish we would have really trusted our gut between the two of us, because both of us, I mean, we got product. We had a chance to get a lot more before because people weren't even on the radar.
We both had a chance to get more off the Topps website and from the MLB store, and we passed on it.
Man, I wish we'd have bought. I wish I'd have bought
like so early on that one. I was like, ooh, this.
I think you said it best. Usually, once the product comes out and it hits eBay, the product of a sealed case or sealed box starts to go down. And the Logo Fractor has continued even today to go up the more that's coming out.
It's crazy. It's funny how like the more it hits the market, it actually goes up in price, which
it's just
more
people want it. More people want it. And there really isn't that much listed. I mean, there is some listed, but I can't believe it.
$140 a box, I think, was the last couple sales I saw.
Yep, I saw that too. It's getting close to 150, which is insane.
Yeah, so for those in the chat, my prediction on that was that it would be like the optic mega boxes of football last year that you saw at Walmart and Target. I think this box will be about $200. I think it'd be 200 plus or minus $20. That's where it'll probably end up for the foreseeable future. So. But it's just funny because it's almost as much as a Chrome Hobby box right now. What would you rather have? One Logo Fractor box with 10 cards in it, or a Chrome Hobby box with 2 guaranteed autos? That's a tough call.
Man, that is a really tough call.
That's literally where they're almost converging, right?
Yeah, that's a tough call because
that's so interesting because it's like, wow, who would have thought? Chrome was
you're getting 2 colors in that box for sure. It could be a monster, but you could in a hobby, you're getting an auto, you're going to get a color of something. You got the extra pack, which those packs aren't great, but that's a tough call. Real tough. It's
a tough call, right?
Hey, somebody last night said the hobby lights have doubled in price from 100 to 200.
No way.
I swear that's what I saw in the chat, but I could be wrong.
That's crazy. I think I have 4 of them coming. I wish I had ordered more of those. Yeah. I saw some guy a YouTube video today pulled a Black Diamond Juan Soto auto. Oh, that looks so amazing.
Wow.
Short print. It was wow. What a cool card.
That is sick.
So
what else you got for us, buddy?
I wanted to talk a little bit about card shows, specifically bigger card shows. It doesn't have to be bigger card shows, but I went to the Midwest Monster this last weekend. You gave me some homework. You gave me an assignment. You said, let me know who the popular players are. Let me know the lay of the land. And I got to be honest, I was a little disappointed. Dealers, many dealers at card shows like this, they must think the consumer public are a bunch of morons who don't know how to check comps on cards, who don't know how to buy in this market, who don't know the market is down, because I saw so many tables where the prices I'm still seeing where they were reflected like 2020 heyday prices, and then not marking prices at all. And then they say, "Oh, we're gonna, buy more. We'll cut you a deal. You buy the more you buy, I'll cut you a deal." And I'm thinking, we're still going to be too far apart. And quite honestly, I don't even see anything in your table that I want. My vision of what I'm interested in is narrowed so much at a card show. This last card show was literally 2 players. I mean, I went in with a wider vision, but I ended up with just 2 players that I focused on, De'Aaron Fox, because he's at a floor. He's really low right now. One of my favorite players. We'll talk about the Kings in a little bit. And then Steph Curry, because you can never go wrong buying Steph Curry. I bought tons of Steph Curry over the last couple of years, and I'm not going to stop. You cannot time the market on Curry. You just got to dollar cost average it. That's my opinion. He's like Michael Jordan. He's like LeBron James. Dollar cost average. Find the cards that are of the right price. So I went with a couple things that I don't see very often. Items that were a little bit higher in grade. And I just still worked them down on price. So I felt like I was getting a fair price. Lower end cards, we're talking like $40, $50 range. But I had a $200 spending challenge on my channel, and I stuck with exactly $200 is what I spent. And that included me getting in and buying penny sleeves, $10 worth of penny sleeves. So, but yeah, what do you think about card shows? You set up at a lot of card shows, but
the Oak Creek card show that I go to has been pretty well attended. For a local show, it's like 150 tables. There's been it's $1 to get in, and he's been tracking attendance. In the last 3 months, there's been between 500 and 600 paid people to come through, which for a local show in that area is pretty good. And I expect this month and next month to be 2 of the biggest shows. The weather's getting bad, and notoriously November, December are going to be really big. Somebody mentioned in here that Las Vegas was a total bust. I saw videos on that. Recently, the Dallas Card Show was a few weeks ago. That was a bust. I've noticed a few of the YouTube influencers have not put out any content at card shows recently because there's been nobody there. Now, if you're a buyer of cards and you're a dealer, you can crush it. If you are a buyer in terms of singles and you're like card collector too, and you're patient, you can find deals. But if you're buying people's cards from them, people are dumping.
Yeah.
And we were talking before we came on. I sold a lot of cards on consignment on eBay. If you're looking to sell cards, man, you got to get them on eBay right now.
Yeah, I feel like you have to get to the big marketplace. You have to be willing to sell at current market value and just dollar cost average that. And don't sell anything that you probably won't get a chance to buy back unless you really just don't want to part, or unless you really don't care to part with it, right? So if you're not married to the card, like if it's not something that's in your collection, I've got cards in my collection. Even if the cards went down in price, yes, I could buy them back, but I worked hard to find those cards in the first place, and I may not see them again for a while, so I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to hang on to them.
I totally understand that. I'm selling a lot of stuff that I feel like in 6 months from now that I can buy back half of what I sold it for. Like, right. It's happened before. It's going to happen again. You got to make some money here and there too, but stuff's still selling, and the hobby's still turning. Things are changing. Lots of people are doom and gloom, which the economy is. I hate to bring this up, but in general, the economy is pretty rough right now. I am by no means no expert, but it's bad. Lucky Peter's buying Tatis. I think that's a great play.
He's like De'Aaron Fox, right? So I'm not going to toot De'Aaron Fox's horn again. Well, I will, because, fan.
Dude, Tatis is a good pop.
Tatis is at a floor right now. I saw some of the stuff I saw some stuff at card shows, like when I was out, but it was all lower end stuff. but I didn't see the high end sets. People are not putting it out right now because I don't think they want to be shocked at how much people are not willing to pay for it, right? So his prices are plummeting, but actually he could be a buy. The hobby has a way of forgiving people in general. He wasn't playing when he got busted, so you really don't know like the timing of it all. Give it 2 years. Yes, he's still going to have that black check mark on his resume, but David Ortiz wasn't clean for, there was speculation in the Mitchell report or something with David Ortiz too, and people forgave him. So I don't know. I mean, I'd say why not as well, because if it's so low on stuff that's like decent, what do you got to lose? It can only go so low. I mean, at some point they're not gonna you're not gonna have to pay somebody to take it from you. I mean, you could, but probably not.
Yeah, you can get a PSA 10 Mike Trout update rookie card between $1,500 and $16. Where's the floor on that card? Well, if you're like in a player and you've always wanted a Trout, is it going to go lower than 1,500? Like, this could be times where
his WAR is going to be really good. Even if he never wins a playoff game, his WAR is going to be in the top 25 in probably all of Major League Baseball history.
Dude, he hit 40 home runs this year. It's insane. I mean,
and he didn't even play a part of the year. So where do you see the floor? I mean, I don't know. It's a tough call because I just feel like there's a lot of hate right now in the market when it comes to kind of beating on people, whether it be the base cards or certain players. People have a way of forgetting that in the long run when you just let the whole thing play out. So yeah, I don't know. To sum up on card shows, the only other thing I would mention is a couple tables at this card show appeared to be botters setting up at a card show. And I'm going to be honest, that is one of the biggest turnoffs when you go to a card show, when it's supposed to be collectors, right? There could be investors there, it could be people, but when you're a botter showing up at a card show, when there's kids and there's kids with dads, and yeah, anybody can bot, sure. But I didn't see anybody buying from those tables at all. And I spent 5 hours there on Saturday, and Friday was not busy at all. And it's just like, I don't care the guy that had the stack of 200 select blasters, and I'm sure he bought it. He had 100 megas of optic that I'm sure he bought it. Maybe I'm wrong, but why do you got to set up at a card show when you're going to try and charge more than you will be able to sell them on eBay for? And I guarantee you're not selling it to your normal breakers either, which is why you're setting up at a card show, because you're trying to find a sucker. As Jeff's point was true, they want to find a sucker for holding that bag because they might get a little desperate. And that probably explains why the Walmart hanger boxes packs of Prism basketball have been up all day, because botters are getting burned a little bit.
For the first time. Yep. In a while.
All right.
Yeah, card shows. I will say I will be going to the Chicagoland Sports Spectacular in November. I got to look at that date. It's usually like the weekend before Thanksgiving, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday before Thanksgiving. I'll probably go to that card show. I'm really interested to see how that show does. That notoriously has been a really good show with some really good autographs and lots of people there. I'm really interested to see how it goes. I'm kind of chomping at the bit to see what happens on that one.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting because that Chicago show is pretty popular. They got a big market. I've never been to that show. If I get a chance to make the schedule work, maybe I could drive up for that weekend or something. We'll see.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good show. I usually go on that Saturday. Last year it was packed, but that's why I kind of want to see what it's like this year. We'll see.
Yeah, the biggest issue, I agree with William here. Biggest issue of card shows is dealers that won't come down to reality. They're still stuck in 2020 and 2021 prices. If $250 ish on eBay, they'd ask like $600. I agree. I saw so many that had. I bought a Giannis PSA 10 rookie and it was a lower end one. I bought it at the National for like $300. I saw people and I know basketball season's coming up. We actually didn't talk. We were going to talk basketball, but that'll lead me into a couple topics I failed to write down. We'll get to that in a bit. But they had several dealers had like $500 on that very same card. And I was like, no, you're not getting $500 for that. I'm sorry. I bought that at the National. I didn't even have to negotiate very hard to get it down to $300. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to guess it's slightly lower right now. It might be $250. Who knows?
Yeah.
You want to talk a little basketball? You're a baseball guy. We're going to talk a little basketball. We got basketball season starting next week.
Yeah, man. It's my boy Io DeSumo, man. Starting point guard for the Bulls. So I like that. I mean,
why is it Lonzo Ball out there?
I don't know. I'm
hurt.
not sure 100%, but
yeah.
I got my Illini on, so. But it's good to see basketball kicking up. We'll see if I don't buy and sell a lot of basketball, so just a little bit here and there. But it'll be interesting to see how the market turns with the basketball coming up. You know?
Yeah, I agree. So who do you think right now is the betting odds-on favorite to win the NBA title this year? It's a trivia question. No cheating. Who's the team right now that on my DraftKings app, when I looked it up today, had the best or the lowest? They were the most likely to win.
The Warriors.
No.
Golden State? No.
Who
do they have?
I give you one more guess.
Man,
I'll give you two more guesses because I don't think you're going to guess the team that it was.
Oh man,
Anthony is right, not the Celtics.
Let's see here. I'm
no cheating. No cheating.
I can't look it up. I'm not looking at it.
I looked it up, so I'm cheating, right? It was not a team that even made the playoffs last year.
Dude, I'm
not the Lakers. Good guess, but it was not the Lakers. You're very, very warm.
Lakers are gonna be
not the Heat, and it's not. I'm not. No pun intended there. He got it.
Clippers. Wow. Dude, I would have never guessed that ever.
I couldn't believe it. I was like 5.5 to 1. You put the Clippers with better odds than the Warriors and the Celtics and the Bucks? Are you high? Paul George is a loser. I'm sorry. I had to watch him play in Indiana. His sister rented her house. I know Paul George too well. He's a loser. Clippers are not winning the title. I hate to say it.
That's crazy. I would never guess
There is no way the Clippers are winning the NBA title. Not going to happen. You heard it here first. I will go down swinging on that one. The Warriors were next at 6 to 1. Then you had the Celtics at 8, also at 6 to 1. And then you had the Bucks at 8 to 1, which they were behind another team that surprised me, who sucked last year. The Brooklyn Nets were at 7 to 1.
Man.
So I bet on the Warriors and I bet on the Bucks. And I want to bet, my heart tells me bet on this team because, you never know. But there's no way in hell that the Sacramento Kings are not winning the NBA title at a whopping 700 to 1.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And by the way, they were not the biggest long shot. There was a team at 1,000 to 1, and I think it was the Indiana Pacers.
Wow. Jeez, bad.
Pretty bad, right? Crazy.
I'm interested to see how LeBron is. He looked beat down at the end of last year. He's showing his age. See if he can keep going.
You just never know with like Kawhi Leonard too. He sat out pretty much all of last year. Paul George sat out the second half. They got John Wall. I will say the reason why they're probably the favorite is because they got John Wall, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and a decently deep bench. That's a winning formula on most teams, is like that trifecta of stars. But John Wall hasn't played in 3 years. I don't know. I just don't think they're winning. No way. But I do like the Bucks if Middleton comes back healthy. and they sort of restocked the bench with some different players. Always going to bet on the Warriors. See what happens. But I want to talk a little bit of basketball at the card show. So one of the things you asked me to go to the card show with this weekend was gauging who the popular players were. I wouldn't say that I saw a lot of buyers of these players, but I saw so many Ja Morant and Zion cards in the cases together for the first time in a long time. People were bringing their Zion cards back out. They believe he's back.
Yeah, he looks pretty good from the pictures I saw. The hype, I've seen some sales on Facebook recently. I have not looked at eBay prices. I actually have a couple low end Jaws and Zion selling in the next couple days of Chronicles. I even sold one. I forgot. It didn't go for very much, but it sold for over $50 if I remember right. Sold a Ja Morant Chronicles 10 for $73. I mean, for Chronicles, it's starting to sell. So I found that one right there on my sheet.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting to see what happens this NBA season. Injuries can play a big role, but you've got some milestones about to go down. I think LeBron, if he hasn't already, he can pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most points all time. Maybe I'm a little dated on that. Maybe he already did it, but Steph Curry can get closer on the all-time scoring list. Lots of emergent talent could make their first All-Star game. Very exciting season. It'll be fun to see that start. I think it starts next Thursday. I think it starts I think the Warriors play against the Lakers on opening night, and I think the Celtics play against Brooklyn or Philadelphia on opening night, if I'm not mistaken. So very
ready
fun.
to crank it up. Here's what I want. Somebody in the chat. Here's where our chat members can really help us out. I want to know the last couple sales on a PSA 10, the Ja Morant from Chronicles, his rookie with Young Dolph. That card was going for $500-$600 not too long ago. What is that card selling for these days? The Young Dolph card. Trading Cards and Moore's got one up there.
Trading Cards and Moore said, yeah, LeBron is 1,325 points away from Kareem. So he didn't pass him last year, but he should probably this year. Because I think a good season for an NBA player is, 2,000 points-ish? 82 games if he was averaging – 82 games and he averaged, let's say, 25 points a game. That's, that's 1,500 points, something like that?
He's got a shot. As long as he stays healthy. What else you got, buddy?
On my list of things I wrote down, the only other topic we barely touched on it was the releases of all the NFL product for 2022 is about to come out. Panini on their website has first off the line certified. They're doing a Dutch auction for that, starting at $600, which I think is less than last year, and it goes down to $200. Why do I have a feeling that that's going to end up under $200? Oh, $30. That so that Morant card's $150 to $200 still.
It's a pretty good price for that, really, for a Chronicles card. Bishop said, I watched Card Collector 2 open up some collegiate NT yesterday, and I looked at the price of what a case is. I'm like, are people really going to open this product? Are breakers going to be able to fill that product?
I don't know. That's the thing I'm worried about, because the breakers have to break a lot of product to make money. I haven't really kept tabs lately on like the Leighton Sports cards or the bigger breakers, Blez, to see what they're breaking. My guess is they're probably breaking still a lot of select football, probably some Prism basketball, probably some Optic basketball, maybe the higher end stuff like the NT. But it's really hard to see anybody be interested in any of these products for football next year, when the draft class was not very deep as far as like star QB talent or anything like that. Not a lot of name recognition, and I just don't think it's going to be a lot of interest in it. And the basketball, Many people are saying this basketball class coming up is kind of meh. There's a couple players I do have my eye on, but they're probably long-term prospects. If I could get them at a very cheap price, I might, think longer term. One of them I think is gonna win Rookie of the Year. He plays for the Kings. Keegan Murray. I think all the video I've seen on Keegan Murray is quite good. He's actually a little bit older, so being a little bit more mature, he's going to come out of the gates kind of hot. But the guy that I really got my eye on because of this tie to the state of Wisconsin and Milwaukee is Patrick Baldwin, who was drafted by the Warriors. I think he's going to be in the G League or he's going to be a very low bench guy. He's only 19. He's got a good pedigree, and many people say that this kid could be pretty special, and he's on the right team for that. So Patrick Baldwin's the guy I got my eye on, but that's really, really thinking deep because nobody's going to have him on their radar. They're going to be pulling his car. If that would be one thing, I tell you what, you heard it here first. I say that. I'll say that, right? That's cliche. My wife just opened some Optic, and she's pulling rookies out of there, right? Whichever box has the rookies of Patrick Baldwin that I can pick up for 30 cents a piece or 50 cents, I'm going to buy them all.
It's a good way to do it.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to buy them all. I'm going to have a stack of 200 of those.
Be like that. You'll be like that couple.
Really good pedigree. Think of how Steph Curry came. You just look at like his family lineage. I think this kid could be special. So,
yeah. You'd be like that couple who was picking up Patrick Mahomes rookie cards and autos for super cheap for multiple years. And then when COVID hit, they sold them for like $3 million and retired.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay Diesel 510. Patrick Baldwin Jr. Yeah. PBJ.
What's his number?
Went to Milwaukee, went to the same college I did. And he is 19. He only played there 1 year, ended up in the pros already. But he has family lineage that's good in the NBA. So, I don't know.
That's awesome.
I could be wrong, but I guarantee you could pick his rookies up for so cheap. I think it's a good long-term speculation play, and I don't really care because he's got a tie to something that I'm familiar with, so that just draws me in immediately.
See, I had plans to pick up Ayo DeSumo cards last year for cheap, and they just weren't cheap. I'm like, it's like second-round dude, man. But they were selling for a decent price. I wonder what those are selling for these days. But, man, basketball, baby.
I ask is it Jay? I'm assuming it's Jay Diesel 510. Were you surprised that I brought up Patrick Baldwin Jr.? Because it sounds like you already had your eye on him. I'm curious. I'm very curious. It just seemed to me like he ended up on the perfect team that's going to build him. And I had my eye on him before he even came into the draft because I was looking at him when he was playing as a freshman last year. I thought, this kid's special. This kid's going to be special. So, and I think he only went there because his dad was a coach or something, or there's like a tie there. He could have went many other places, but I think he had a family tie there, and that's what drew him in. So, but cool story.
You got anything else before we open a box select?
No,
before your wife clamps down on you?
I'm just kind of jumping around, so we can open a box. We can have a pack battle and
our weekly battle. What's the record now? I've lost track. I know you got me once.
Not good. I think I'm
4-1, 3-1 and 5. Oh,
1-4. It ain't good. Last week I got trounced. I got totally spanked. I had what did I get? A Pat Fryermuth out of 349.
Yeah, I had that the Mac, and
I'm hoping better this week.
I will say, man, these boxes. If you want to buy a box or two, guys, these boxes are pretty good for football. There's a lot of numbered card coming out of these. We'll see if we get a numbered card. We'll see if you get a numbered card. Last week I got a numbered card.
Kellen Mond die cut.
Trey Lance right off the bat, rookie.
If you beat me again, I'm I'm just gonna have to retire on card.
Oh, baby. That's not a silver. Another, I don't think that's a silver. Another Trey Lance on the back, but this card's pretty good. Tom Brady, die cut. Any Brady's a good Brady.
Yeah.
You know? So far, I'm busting out some sleeves. You never know. With blasters, you're like, hey, it's not
Two
bad.
packs in, and I haven't pulled anything crazy.
I had 3 cards out of that first
Oh,
pack.
what is this? We gotta block this.
Trading cards of Moore's in there, maybe. Hopefully, you can hammer that down.
Yeah, take care of that.
Herbert base. If he's still here. Oh, Justin Fields die cut. I don't know if that's any good. Trading cards of Moore got him. Nice. Oh, that's a silver. Yeah, that's a prism. Dude, this box has been pretty good so far.
I think you're
Prism
again.
Prism Fields. What the heck? Thanks, Trading Cards of More. Trading Cards of More. I've only given 2 people access. I should have had a few more people who are in here. Bishop's in a lot of. Bishop, would you be interested in being a admin?
I got 2 packs to go, and I haven't pulled anything.
Nothing in that pack.
Yet. Ay. Oh,
you're due for a numbered card out of yours.
Zach Wilson base.
Javonte Williams. I have a
wow.
I have a Bears on the back. Derek Carr, and it's a Newsome.
Oh,
that
man.
was a club level, but not any good. No number card. I got 2 packs to go, buddy.
I'm on my last pack. I got a relic here.
Fitzpatrick rookie.
Got a Brady Premier level die cut. That's probably my best card. Unless this saves me. This looks like Eagles colors.
We got some last pack mojo.
DSM.
Nope, numbered card in my box so far.
Devontae Smith. Yeah, Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith relic.
Zach Wilson base card.
Yeah, I got a Zach Wilson base. I think you took it again. I think I lost again.
Dude,
again. Tom Brady Premier level die cut's not the worst card in the world because he's the GOAT. But man, against you box battles, I gotta bring it.
Man,
this is gonna get it done. I can't pull a Devonta Smith relic and expect to beat you.
I mean, this product, I don't know what this product like singles are selling for because I just haven't immersed myself into the singles world of select football because I haven't opened enough.
Yeah.
But like, this is just like right here. Again, this is where, again, I don't know if these are $2 to $3, $5 cards. Like here, this box, a Lance base, that was Concourse, and then here is another Lance Premier level. And then you have the Zach Wilson Concourse. And then I don't know which one's a better card, the Fields die cut or the Fields Prism. Probably the Fields Prism at this point, but
oh yeah, probably the Fields Prism.
You know, I mean, those prisms are not easy to pull.
Well, it's one box, and you got a pretty big checklist, so it's hard to pull them.
So,
yeah, easily.
There you have it.
I got my butt kicked again.
Sorry, John. You just keep getting pounded.
I know.
Your theory of doing this, you're due. I thought you were going to pull a serial number card out of that box.
I did too. I was surprised. Actually, I think the only thing I got that was close to it was the relic, but it's not serial number. Unless I missed one, but I don't think I did. It's the first select box open where I haven't had a serial number card, so.
I only have a couple more of those left, so
yeah,
those are pretty fun.
We're left. I got 3 from Target and 1 from Walmart, and I got some of my hanger packs left upstairs.
Those are pretty darn fun. I like those.
I like them better than last year, but it's still tough.
Yeah, I mean, well, buddy.
Yeah. Well,
good show.
Everybody hanging in. We're a little bit behind on the chat, but we said we would call it at about give or take an hour. So we're almost up against an hour. And I promised I'd watch a movie down here in the basement. And so, yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in for another episode of Batter Up with Brett and John. We'll do this again next week. Maybe talk some more NBA. Maybe we'll talk some other topics that we didn't think about today. Maybe update. We'll have more details, but stay tuned, everybody. Appreciate you guys watching, and like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Oh, and one more thing I forgot.
Hit John's channel.
I was going to say, I hit a milestone today, 150 subscribers. So I'm at 151 as the timing we launched this episode tonight. So thanks to everybody from Brett's channel for migrating over to mine. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the eating contest video. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. I had a lot of fun over at a pumpkin pie eating contest in Ohio. The funnest, weirdest contest on the MLE calendar. Ate more pumpkin pie than most people eat as a family at Thanksgiving. I ate more than that myself. So, yeah, go check it out. And I live to tell about it. So, a lot of fun. And we'll do it again next year if they have it again, because it is a great time. So, yeah, unless you have any final thoughts, you can take us out of here with the classic line.
That's it, guys. Thanks for coming in. Until next time. Peace.
Night, everybody.